The morning sun spread a golden glow over the wide valley, where hundreds of birds chirped and fluttered joyfully. Some built nests, some sang to welcome the day, and some soared high in the open sky. Amid them all was a small brown-feathered eagle named Aero, who sat quietly on a tall branch, staring at the distant mountains. Ever since he was a hatchling, Aero had one dream: to fly over the Silver Peak, the tallest mountain in the region. Every eagle in the valley respected that mountain. It was said that only the strongest and most focused eagles could reach its top. But Aero was small, younger, and weaker than most. Whenever he mentioned his dream, the other birds laughed. "Ha! You? Fly to Silver Peak?" cawed Rax, a black crow with a sharp tongue. "You can barely catch a fish." Even the older eagles would shake their heads kindly. "Dreams are fine, little one," said Elder Solon, the wisest eagle of all. "But Silver Peak requires more than dreams. It needs focus, strength, and courage." Aero nodded. He didn't argue, but deep in his heart, he whispered to himself, "I will reach that peak, no matter how long it takes." The next morning, Aero spread his wings and began his journey. His wings trembled in the cold wind, and his heart raced with excitement. The mountain looked huge, far beyond the valley. He soared higher and higher, but the wind grew fierce. Halfway through the climb, dark clouds rolled in. The thunder roared, and rain lashed his feathers. Aero tried to stay steady, but the storm was too strong. He lost his balance and spiraled downward, landing roughly on a rocky ledge. He was hurt and tired. For a moment, he wanted to cry. Then a soft voice came from behind. It was Mira, a kind dove who had followed his journey from below. "You tried your best," she said gently, "but maybe this isn't for you." Aero looked at the mountain through the rain. "No, Mira, I just need to get better. I wasn't ready this time, but I will be." He spent the night under a small rock shelter, nursing his bruised wings. Days turned into weeks. Aero trained hard. He practiced long-distance flying, quick dives, and steady glides. He watched how the elder eagles curved their wings to ride the wind. Slowly, he became stronger. But not everyone admired his effort. Rax, the crow, and his friends would often distract him. "Hey, Aero," they shouted. "Why train so much? Come race us to the river. Or there's a feast near the wheat fields. Come and eat." At first, Aero ignored them. But one day, feeling tired, he decided to join. He spent hours playing and racing with them, forgetting his training. Days passed, and soon his focus began to fade. He slept late, skipped practice, and laughed away his time. Until one day, Elder Solon saw him and said calmly, "You were once an eagle with a dream. What happened, Aero?" The words struck deep. Aero felt ashamed. That night, he stood again under the moonlight, looking at the Silver Peak. The mountain still shone far away, silent and steady, waiting. "I've wasted time," Aero whispered, "but not anymore." He made a promise to himself that night to never let distractions pull him away from his goal again. The next few months were the hardest. Aero trained through heat, rain, and exhaustion. He learned how to read the direction of the wind, how to fly longer without resting, and how to push through when his wings ached. Sometimes hunger burned in his belly. Sometimes loneliness echoed in his heart. Other birds lived happily in the valley, but Aero chose to stay alone near the mountain base, focusing only on his dream. One evening, Mira visited him again. "You've changed," she said softly. "You look tired, Aero." "I am," Aero replied. "But every time I feel weak, I remind myself why I started. I want to see the world from the top of that peak. I want to know I didn't give up." Mira smiled. Then I'll pray for clear skies for you." Aero nodded gratefully. Finally, the day came. Aero felt ready. His wings were strong, his focus sharp as the morning sun. He looked up at Silver Peak. Its snowy top gleamed under the golden rays. The wind was calm, the sky was clear. "This is it," he whispered. He spread his wings wide and took off. The valley faded below him. The air grew thin and cold. His wings burned with pain, but his heart burned brighter. At halfway, the wind grew wild again, pushing him back. His body shook, but he remembered Elder Solin's words: focus and courage. He gritted his beak, folded his wings slightly, and glided through the wind instead of fighting it. Slowly, steadily, he rose higher, higher than he'd ever been. Clouds surrounded him like waves of white. For a moment, he couldn't see anything, but he didn't stop. He kept moving upward, guided only by his focus. And then, suddenly, the clouds cleared. He saw the P.
The golden light of dawn kissed the snow-covered rocks. The sky stretched endlessly around him. Tears filled his eyes as he reached the top and perched on the highest stone. The world below looked so small, so peaceful. He had done it. When Aero returned to the valley, all the birds gathered around him in awe. Even Rax bowed his head. "How did you do it?" the crow asked. "We thought it was impossible." Aero smiled gently. "It wasn't strength that took me there. It was focus. Every time I got distracted or discouraged, I reminded myself of my goal. The world is full of noise and temptation, but only those who stay focused reach their peaks." Elder Solin nodded proudly. Remember his words, young ones. Motivation will start your journey, but only discipline and focus will finish it. Aero looked again at the distant Silver Peak. It no longer seemed unreachable. It looked like a part of him.
He had learned that dreams are not achieved by wishing, but by staying focused, no matter how long or hard the path becomes. Moral: distractions fade, challenges pass, but focus makes dreams real. Stay true to your goal, and one day you'll soar higher than you ever imagined.